Guys, are you still needing some summer fragrances? Those freshies that you can wear all summer long when it's really, really hot outside? Well, today I'm talking about 10 favorite fragrances over at So-Avant-Garde, as they're doing a 30% off promotion for me, for my audience, for my followers here or subscribers of this channel. So if you're curious to learn about 10 fragrances that are perfect to wear this summer at 30% off, then please stay tuned. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian. Yes, today we're talking about 10 fragrances that are currently sold on So-Avant-Garde, and they are doing a special promotion for this weekend, starting today, July 8th, until Monday the 11th. So you've got these days to check out these fragrances or anything on their website at 30% off. The code is Sebastian30. So I'm going to highlight 10 fragrances. It's a ranked list. Before I get to the fragrances though, if this is your first time tuning into this channel and you haven't subscribed, please do click the subscribe button below and also click the bell so that you'll be notified for future videos and giveaways. You know what? I'm going to jump right into it. This is a fragrance that is fairly new from the Banana Republic collection of fragrances. This is Midnight Hour. You know, Midnight Hour is really, really great. It's kind of a very sharp, lightly fruity, leathery take on something that smells like Aventus, right? It is their take on it. They have really great notes, and I really like the way this one smells on me. It's kind of I don't want to say dumb reach, but kind of sorta, because you know it's a pleasant scent. It's going to be a crowd pleaser. People are going to react positively to it, and definitely a great fragrance and very, very fresh for the heat in the summertime. It's featuring notes of patchouli, hedione, leather, musk, ginger, mango skin, crushed leaves, star anise. It smells great. It will remind you of kind of a cross between a couple of different fragrances that do smell like Aventus. I would say Hachivat, Aventus, maybe something like Cedrat Boisé from Mancera, all combined. But a really great take on something in that kind of a DNA of Aventus. So Midnight Hour from Banana Republic is the first fragrance I'm going to talk to you about today. Alright, next at number 9, it's Tumi's Atlas. This is a male-targeted release. The previous one was unisex. This is definitely a very fresh, aromatic, spicy, woody take on a fragrance for men. You know, I do like this particular one. Not as good as Continuum for me, but I think this is perfect fragrance to wear in the summer heat. Yes, it might also remind you of some of those blue fragrances, even something kind of a aromatic and sharp take on something like Aventus. So it's definitely a pleasant wearing experience. It's also not overwhelming, so in the heat it won't really like intrude. It'll be just pleasant. You smell fresh, it's crisp, it's clean, and definitely a fragrance you can pull day in and day out in the heat or every day of the year when you're like going to an office kind of a setting or something. But this is featuring notes of vetiver, geranium, ginger, grapefruit, cardamom, sandalwood, labdanum, moss, and bergamot. For me, this, along with the previous fragrance, does have a great dry down. It's quite nice, and also the trail it leaves is also very, very pleasant. It's not an overwhelming trail, but just kind of very, very fresh, but also very, very aromatic, herbal, and woody at the same time. So, Tumi Atlas at number 9. Going into a couple of salty fragrances, first of which is BDK Sel d'Argent, this one right here. This, to me, is a great smelling, salty, little marine take on a fragrance you can wear in the summer heat. This features notes of salt, orange blossom, Ambroxan, Cashmeran, white musk, Timbersilk, grapefruit, bergamot, and Galbanum. So it's a very, very salty marine take on very, very floral, citrusy touches, and also lots of musks. I think the musks really, really help in this particular fragrance to prolong the life of it. It has a very lingering, power to it, lingering quality to it. But that saltiness just kind of like also tones down the floralcy or the floral touches and the citrusy touches here to create the kind of a marine experience. And there's a little bit of a green kind of a note in here, the Galbanum, to kind of contrast with everything that's going on, everything else that's going on in this particular fragrance. I find it quite pleasant to wear. I like the saltiness, and recently I featured it in a salty fragrances video, but BDK Sel d'Argent is at number 8. At number 7, it's Tiziana Terenzi's Foconero, another salty fragrance. This one also has great lingering power. It's also an extrait de parfum. It's not one of the beastliest fragrances from this house, but it does have a great lingering power. It might not have the kind of like the massive sillage and projection with this particular fragrance, but it's perfect to wear in the summer heat. It's that salty kind of lightly marine experience, but also very ozonic and citrusy as well, featuring salt, lime, ozonic notes, juniper, lavender, lemons, bergamot, thyme, oak moss, cedar, and sandalwood. This fragrance also kind of leans masculine, even though it's a unisex targeted release. Definitely, if you're a woman and you like the idea, check it out. Definitely have to enjoy saltiness in fragrances, but it's great to wear in the summer heat. It just totally comes alive in the heat. So Foconero from the house of Tiziana Terenzi is at number 7. Next, going to the house of Quinto Canto or V Canto, it's Ensis. Ensis is a complete green take on a fragrance. A lot of people compare this to L'Ombre dans l'Eau from Diptyque. I get sort of light similarities, but they don't smell alike to me, even though it has kind of similar notes too. They smell different to me, and then it does. Maybe I find this to be a little closer to something like taking L'Ombre dans l'Eau and combining it with synthetic jungle to create this particular fragrance. It features notes of green leaves, blackcurrant, metallic notes, musk, pansy note, bergamot, lily of the valley. And I think it's the lily of the valley that's also present in synthetic jungle, not in L'Ombre dans l'Eau. That kind of reminds me of this being somewhere in the middle of the combo of L'Ombre dans l'Eau with synthetic jungle. So if you like the idea of those kind of green fragrances and you want to try something different, definitely check out Ensis from Quinto Canto. I first discovered this in the south of France when it was really, really hot, and I sprayed it on and it smelled so good on me. So in the heat, this just totally blooms. It smells fantastic. So Quinto Canto Ensis at number 6. But this next fragrance might be a little overwhelming in the heat, but I've tested it out and I think it smells great. But you might want to test before you commit to a full bottle. It does have an intensity when it's drying down. It becomes amber, woody, oody. I'm talking about Brione's EDP Intense. I like this one for summer because of the green apple note. It's very, very luscious. It's very, very juicy. Also crisp at the same time. And I love green apple in fragrances. It smells great. It adds a kind of a watery ozonic quality, but that fruitiness, the tartness, there's this kind of light astringency along with the sweetness that kind of really does really, really beautiful work or smelling great in the summertime. So it's oud, green apple. There's ambroxan, there's saffron, vanilla, bergamot, tangerine, and pink pepper. And just be warned, for me, it's totally fine to wear this in the heat. It smells fantastic. I don't mind the kind of ambery, woody, oody dry down, but you might want to double check before you commit. Also, everything so far, except for Tumi Atlas and this new Brioni EDP Intense, are male targeted. The rest of them are unisex targeted. But if you're a woman, you like the smell of this, definitely wear it. There's definitely a little bit of a Middle Eastern kind of oudi experience here as well, which kind of is nice for me with the contrast of the green apple. The green apple is totally juicy and drippy. Just imagine biting into a very juicy apple and then that juice running down with the smell and the fragrance. That's what this smells like, along with the oud and the amber and things like that. So Brioni EDP Intense at number 5. Alright, at number 4, going to the house of Mizensir, it's Cologne de Figuier. Cologne de Figuier. Cologne de Figuier is also a very, very crisp green fragrance. There's definitely a crunchy crispness about this particular one. Definitely could have added this to my cooling summer fragrances video, but I think I already added the blue gin from the same brand in this mix. But so I wanted to add a couple of figgy or unique notes for this particular list, and I find this to be perfect to wear in this summer heat. It features notes of ambroxan, cetalox, musk, fig leaf, galbanum, and bergamot. So there's definitely a little bit of a citrusiness as a kind of a starter note here, but eventually it's a very, very green fragrance with the fig leaf note and the galbanum note. So there's a kind of a bitter greenness about it and lots of musk here. Totally musky, a little bit ambery in the dry down, but very, very fresh, very invigorating, and there's that sharpness that will cut right through in that summer heat. A great smell. Cologne de Figuier from the house of Mizensir. Check that out if you don't know it. This next fragrance from the house of Obvious Parfums is Une Fleur d'Oranger. I wanted to make sure I have one fragrance that focuses on this note because I find it to be perfect in the heat. And Une Fleur d'Oranger is definitely beautiful, beautiful orange blossom and neroli combo. The gift from gods. The orange blossom to me is a note from the gods. I just absolutely love the smell of it, and it smells fantastic in the summer heat. Orange blossom, neroli, bergamot, mandora, ginger, sweet orange, petitgrain, bitter orange, lemon leaf petitgrain. So you not only have the orange blossom with neroli here, you've got the citrus juiciness or the fruitiness of the citruses in here, along with petitgrain and also lemon leaf petitgrain. So petitgrain is the green leaves of the bitter orange tree, and they also have the lemon leaf petitgrain. So it's such a beautiful fragrance. Really, really gorgeous. Smells fantastic. Smells fresh, and you'll smell like a citrus bomb. So it's Obvious Parfums Une Fleur d'Oranger at number 3. Number 2, going to the house of Electimus London, it's Trajan or Trajan. This is a very, very citrusy take on something like smells like Baccarat Rouge. If you like that kind of Ambroxan bomb experience from Baccarat Rouge, definitely try Electimus London's Trajan, and it's combined with loads of citruses, lots of citruses. There's also saffron here, there's blood orange, there's ambergris, mandarin orange. It smells great, it smells sexy, it's citrusy, juicy, and also very, very sparkly and musky with the Ambroxan. A great smelling fragrance that lasts and lasts and lasts, and it smells great in the heat as well. Electimus London's Trajan at number 2, and at number 1 we're going to the house of Nishane, it's Hachivat. This is a great smelling fragrance in the heat. It smells fantastic with the pineapple, the oak moss, the grapefruit, the bergamot, woods, cedar, patchouli, jasmine. This is definitely a sharp, very, very woody and darker take on something that smells like Aventus, if at all, if it does smell like Aventus, because they're kind of similar ideas but executed completely differently. But there's that little bit of fruitiness here with the pineapple, also this kind of a zing, this kind of spicy bitterness from the grapefruit note here. Definitely complement one another. There's a bergamot for the juiciness and lots of oak moss here. The oak moss and the woods and the cedar and patchouli together, match made in heaven. The smell is fantastic. A little goes a long way with Hachivat as well. And a little bit of a floral touch from the jasmine. It's a great smelling fragrance. Hachivat from the house of Nishane is number 1. And that's pretty much it for the list. Don't forget to take advantage of the discount code. It's 30% off Sebastian30 over at So-Avant-Garde. I have a link in the info box. And that code not only applies to these fragrances, it applies to all of the fragrances on their website. Let me know what your thoughts are on these fragrances. Have you tried them? Do you enjoy them? Do you like them? Maybe you hate them. Let me know. Put a comment down so I can find out. Either way, guys, thanks so much for watching today's video. If you have any questions or comments, please do list below. Please like this video. Please share it. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye. I wanted to offer a couple more options today because I featured these brands in this list already, but they are also great fragrances for you to try in case you're looking for something different. First is Nishane's Ege, this one right here. And this one I've grown to enjoy more and more after when I first initially smelled it, and I didn't really care for it, if that makes sense. I've opened up to it. It's kind of a marine ozonic experience. There's definitely something marine about it, and I get like cucumbers in here. It smells like cucumbers, and it says ozonic notes: mint, yuzu, anise, basil, cardamom, licorice, olibanum. Definitely a mintiness. It has kind of like a mint cucumber kind of a salad experience here. I don't know if you like that kind of a thing, but it's very, very fresh and cooling, and that's why I think it's perfect in the summer heat. Check it out. It's Ege from the house of Nishane. Definitely worth checking out. And the last fragrance, another fragrance from the house of Terenzi, Tiziana Terenzi. It's Tabit. Tabit has become a great smelling fragrance for me. Once again, it's intense. Definitely Terenzi fragrances or Tiziana Terenzi fragrances are really, really intense experiences. This one definitely is. It's also very, very musky and fruity as well, and goes into the sweet direction and becomes powdery. Features notes of peach, musk, cotton candy, floral notes, vanilla, woods, amber, green notes, coconut, sand, bergamot. Really great smelling fragrance. It lasts a long, long time. It's intense, it's fruity, it's musky and powdery, and I love its lingering power with this one. It lasts and lasts and lasts and lasts. So you probably don't have to reapply this particular fragrance because it is so intense. I think it smells great in the heat, but you might want to test before you buy because not everybody appreciates to wear strong fragrances when it's really, really hot outside. Either way, Tabit, by Tiziana Terenzi is the second and last bonus fragrance for you guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. Stay tuned for another video tomorrow. Bye-bye.